Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Two Moms and Some Labels. Two Moms and Some Labels is a platform for parents and caregivers caring for a child or an adult with a disability to come together in a shared space to network, commune, just share and gain ideas on how to persevere through challenging times. My name is Brittany, and today we are going to talk about travel. Traveling with a child with a disability. I think that is such a major hot topic. Of course, we're coming off the cusp of summer. So I'm pretty sure, many of you have had some great adventures during the summer, or maybe not so many adventures because it may be hard for you to travel with a child with a disability and you just haven't met the right person yet to be able to assist you in making those plans to be able to get out with your child or adult with a disability to be able to explore the world. And so today I want to bring on a special guest, and I'm going to let her take it away and introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Brittany, for creating this community for all of us. I think the more we have communities like the one you've started, the more we don't feel alone. So I appreciate you having this opportunity. I'm Jenifer Breaux, and I started my journey 16 years ago when I had my first child. Well, I adopted my first child to be a parent, and his name is Jacob. I can't even believe he's 16 years old. And I have another child that we adopted as well. He's 14 years old, and they cannot be polar opposites. They both have autism. They're on different ends of the spectrum. One is high functioning and sensory seeking, while the other one is low functioning and sensory averse. So if you want to go to the beach, forget about it. One wants to go and play, and the ocean is his happy space, or the other one wants to avoid any kind of sand if he can. He doesn't even want to touch it. So it's quite hysterical when we want to go to the beach. So I've been a mom for 16 years. I retired from the Army after serving 29 years in the Army, and my back reminds me of it every day when I try to get out of bed. I first had the love of travel when I was 9 years old, and we went to our overseas trip to Canada. We went to Niagara Falls, and I just lit up hearing the different people tasting unique foods, having the experiences with my family, like, are we going to go into falls? Are we not? We were on the Maid of the Mist, and it was spraying in our face, and hearing the laughter and the roar of the falls and all the other activities that we did. And I was like, ooh, I love this. I want to travel. And my dad always encouraged me to get out and see and do and have experiences. So when my eldest was 9 years old, I took him back and showed him all the things and adventures that we did. And I took my mom back too with us so that she could relive it, and she didn't have to plan any of it. She could just have the experience this time. And it was just lovely. And I want to give that gift to other people. And so when we started traveling with both of our kids, we didn't bring our little Bean, our little Noah, into our family until he was 4.5 years old. And when we took that first trip with him, it was a nightmare. But we've gradually gotten better, and I just want to help other families have the experience and create memories that they deserve.
So before we even get into all of that, the nightmare, because I'm sure so many parents can relate to that. I can relate to that. Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about what made you become a mother, an adoptive mother. What made you want to go down that path?
Well, my husband and I had been married 17 years. We said, let's give each other 10 because we were a little younger. I was 23 and he was 25. And we were in the service as well. So we really wanted to get to know each other. I didn't know it would be our empty nester years because our kids will be with us our youngest one, forever. But so I had some fertility issues and miscarriages, and I had cancer when I was 30. So I think that really prohibited the opportunity for us to have a live birth. So we lived our very first apartment in Korea, and he taught English lessons, and we lived in the village. And my unit did exercises with the Republic of Korea, their aviation unit. So we really were immersed in the culture. And so when it was time to have a child, that's the first place we thought of. We just absolutely loved it. And of course, fond memories for us. That was the first place we lived together. So that's where we looked to.
So when you adopted your boys, did you know that they were on the spectrum or going to be on the spectrum?
So Jacob, our eldest, was 9 months old. And during his exit physical, he had just pulled himself up for the first time. And the doctor's like, well, he's a little delayed. I'm like, what do you know? He's 9 months old. Like, give me my baby. I gotta go. So we didn't know. But there were signs there at 18 months that he was sensory seeking. He was constantly falling down, and the signs are there, but we didn't know. We were just first-time parents. Yeah. But at age 3, my husband was like, Jenifer, there's some, because we were living in DC and the traffic and having to commute. My commute was 1 hour each way. He was 30 minutes, and that was only 4 miles. So he got to see him a lot compared to the other kids. And he's like, he's different. He's not running the same, not walking the same. His language is delayed, which we kind of figured. You get those books of where they should be at. So that's when we started having them tested. Of course, there was a lot of pushback, a lot of, we got him into a lot of therapies, physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, but we started pushing for more and started pushing against the school district. But we finally got occupational services and speech services. And with that comes a special education teacher. She became our ally and got him into a pre-K, special education pre-K. And outside, we still had the outside therapies, but the diagnosis took 2 years. So it was 2 years. In the meantime, he started having seizures. Yeah, it was a fight. Our youngest, though, came with the international adoption. So he came into our lives at 4.5 years old. We knew he was nonverbal. We knew he had autism. But the school in San Antonio was like, oh, but he has great eye connection. And I was like, girl, who are you talking to? So what child is that? So they put him in a regular pre-K classroom with 26 other kids. Can't talk, can't, doesn't know what school is. Yeah. And he was the pet. So she had set up a meeting, but I had pushed to see the developmental pediatrician, but that nurse wouldn't call me back. So I sat in the lobby, and they're like, ma'am, we told her we gave your messages. I said, I know it's not you, but I'll sit here. She has to go to the bathroom sometime. She has to go home. So I'll sit here. I brought a book to read. She's got to come out sometime. I'll wait. And that's what I did until she would address me and make an appointment. Mm-hmm. And then it took a while to get him diagnosed, but I was retiring, so the backup was long. But yeah, he was anything that you see by the textbook, that's what he is. He is low functioning autism. Yeah. Wow.
Mm-hmm. So were you guys still getting deployed to different places when you were going through all this stuff with the school systems and trying to figure out their diagnoses?
So I was deployed to Afghanistan when my eldest we were still pushing to get him diagnosed. I had just come back from Afghanistan. I had been in the country 10 months, 11 months. When the adoption came through for our youngest. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. But I knew I was going to retire. Mm-hmm. So that's why I was pushing real hard to get it through, because when you become retired, you're at the back of the lines. So they don't really. So yeah, I was pushing, we were going to move. And once you do all that, you have to start all over again. So.
Goodness. So I know that they have a military program for parents that have, or families that have children with special needs. Is that something that you utilized?
Yes. So they do provide ABA therapy. They hadn't put retirees on before, but now they do. So my kids are both receiving ABA therapy. Now they make you jump through a lot of hoops, but I'll jump through the hoops, add more paperwork testing, surveys to fill out, but we do it. You know, you do what you have to do.
Yeah. And so you having the experience with the first child, did that give you more of a push and kind of more of like the confidence and backbone to know what to exactly do and expect with the second one?
Girl, we were dumb. I thought listen, I thought, well, yes, as far as what to fight for, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought I knew what autism was. Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
It's a spectrum. They tell you it's a spectrum.
Uh-huh.
It's a spectrum.
Oh my gosh.
But he also has severe ADHD.
Okay.
And I caught him one time climbing the wall. He had braced himself between the wall and the bed, and he was like, I'm like, oh, that's where that saying comes from. So it's been really challenging with the severe ADHD. Yeah. It's a spectrum.
Yes, definitely.
So we were prepared, and he was nonverbal. So his reaction when he was scared, angry, he would drop down on the floor and beat his head on the ceramic tiles, on the walls. So it was scary the first time that we saw it, and we had forgotten by the time we got home from China, we had forgot to tell our mom. So we were kind of used to it.
Oh.
And then my mom saw it the first time and she was very scared. So yeah. But you know what? He's verbal now. You can't get the word in edgewise. You cannot. We're like, take a breath, take a bite of your food. Because we like to gather at the table and talk about our days for dinner. And I'm like, no, wait, can you take a bite? So you gotta eat. And my other one, I gotta slow him down because he likes to inhale his food. So it's like a challenge. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy town over here.
Goodness. So does the ABA help you out a lot? Like, are they able to come to your home and help, them with their like ADLs and stuff?
I highly recommend ABA for anybody that is on the fence about it. They think it might be intrusive in their homes. It has helped us tremendously. And I would also say parent training. We were doing it before our insurance required it, but they help you find the words to use. So for example, instead of get down, which is a negative, and all they hear is down, you say put your feet on the floor. Instead of picking their hands, because Noah, our youngest, has a lot of injurious behavior. He creates scabs on his face. We'll say nice hands or twiddle as a replacement. He used to run everywhere. He would run down the hallway, bounce off the wall to kind of correct him. He'd drift into the center, then bounce off. So we had to come up with a word. So it's walking feet. And then I communicated that to the school so they would use the same word, and it worked. It was perfect. Everybody was using the same terminology. Same with showers. Noah, our youngest, can't shower by himself yet. So they helped us find a routine for him that worked. Our eldest, he had self-injurious behavior. He still has some of that, but rewards work for him. So again, finding a reward system that helped, finding a routine that helped for him. So anybody that's thinking about it, I highly recommend it. Our kids are reading a little bit better. They're helping with their what do you call that? Personal skills. I forget what. Life skills. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is that word?
Yeah.
Teeth brushing, shower, writing their first and last name. Jacob's a little bit older, but he's self-injurious. So let's get off choking yourself, and let's get on to something that's more positive. So using a rewards-based system.
Yeah. So are they able to have the AB? Well, first, do they go to regular school, right? Or do they go to private school or?
Both. So Noah, since he's lower functioning, the schools in Florida do great, or at least in this county, do fabulous for the self-contained classroom.
Okay.
They have a great ratio as far as helpers, paras, and teachers. So they're fabulous, and I'll keep him in. And the teachers are great too. So he'll stay. He just started high school. I'm like, oh my gosh, I felt a gray hair pop out. But he's doing great. The buses that they have are for special education. So a regular neurotypical gen ed bus comes and our bus comes. It's air conditioned for, especially for those that have seizures. So it's climate controlled. It's great. Yeah. Now, for those that are in the general education setting but need help, assistance, it's crap. It's crap. They don't know what to do with our kiddos. They do great at those that are gifted, and they do great for kiddos that are like Noah. But for our kiddos that are like Jacob that need a lot of support, when he was in elementary school, they would remind me that he's succeeding because he gets a lot of support. But listen, he wasn't succeeding. He got bullied. They allowed him to sleep on his desk. His IEP was just copied over and over again. So we had to push for a fair and equal education. So he is now in a private school. And in Florida, they do have a fund. So for those that are from Florida and listening, there is a grant that you can use based on your IEP score, and use that for your education in Florida. And then we have to pay the difference. So make sure your IEP is squared away. And I know you've had people on here that talk about the IEPs, what to look for, what's in the law. Make sure the school is following the law. And if not, push back. And like I said, go back and look at her recent IEP folks that are experts on that. You've had some fabulous people on here, and get it squared away. And then that will, in turn, help you get grants for education, at least in Florida.
Yeah. And so are the ABA therapists able to go into the schools with them?
So at this private school, the principal actually came to us, the director, and said, Jacob is one of those students that could really benefit. Now, I have heard grumblings that the board of these schools, because there's like 12 of them, have said, hey, listen, we're changing and we probably shouldn't have ABA. But I just looked at my son's scores, his grades for the first 2 weeks of school, and they're crap. So he needs his ABA in there. He needs him in there. He only goes 2 days a week for 2 hours, twice a week. It's not a lot, and he needs it. Because here's the thing. Jacob will say, I have a headache. I'm not feeling well today. And they'll let him go home. That's attention seeking. Ignore it. Praise him but if you have 18 kids with 2 teachers, nine kids per teacher, you're not going to go over there and praise him. You're worried about teaching the class. The ABA can ignore him. And then when he starts reading and participating, he can praise him. But you're rewarding the bad, I shouldn't say bad behavior, but attention-seeking behavior.
Wow. Well, that's good that they even, the principal reached out to you about him, because, we have a lot of issues with schools allowing the ABA to come in to the classroom. That has been a very major issue in our county, and it's something that is like really needed, because like you said, the classes are always so big, or they don't have enough paras, and then you have all these children and they have different behaviors, and
they do.
It's just like you would think they would want them to come in to be able to help, calm those behaviors and just help the child be able to function in the classroom. But hopefully they can find a solution for that, to be able to allow the ABAs to come in into some of the districts, because I think that is really needed. And like you said, the ABA has been wonderful. So just like going into the main part of this, which is talking about your travel expertise that you do. And it being a nightmare initially for some families, and a lot of families that maybe still don't even travel now. I know for me, it was an absolute nightmare. And I'm talking about just traveling from our house to the grocery store, from our house to the gas station. Like, it was very horrible. As soon as my daughter would get in the car, she would just scream and yell, and it would just be nonstop. And I would just like try to turn the music up and like block her out. And I mean, she would scream. If she could scream the whole entire day, then she would do that. So it was just like, I don't even want to go anywhere. If I need to go somewhere, I will just wait until, my significant other gets home, and then I will just do whatever I need to do then, because traveling was just horrible. And even if I played certain things, like, she didn't want to hear that. And it was just like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. So we started with ABA.
Good.
And I was like, one of our goals too, because even if we wanted to go eat at a restaurant, like, we couldn't do that either, because like all the, background noise, or maybe they have music playing in the back or something. Like,
it's overwhelming.
And so like, we had never even went to go try to eat at a restaurant, like, in a very long time, until we had started ABA. And we've had ABA for about 5 going on 6 years now. And we just took a 12-hour trip to West Virginia. And that was like a great trip. I mean, she did so wonderful. And I was just like, if we did not have ABA, I don't know if we would have been able to do that. We wouldn't be able to even just go to the store. So it has been so wonderful, because
it's a game changer.
Yes, it has helped calm her behaviors. She's able to tolerate more. Like, they have even assisted her being able to, like, consistently use her communication device. So she's able to make choices with her device. Like, she has a voice of her own using her device now to be able to let us know, like, what she wants and what she doesn't. We've learned turn taking, and letting me be able to have my turn of what I want to listen to when we're driving. And then after I'm done, then she can have her turn to listen to whatever she wants to listen to.
She gets to be the DJ.
Yeah. So it has been amazing having ABA. I know there have been so many like negative connotations about ABA, because families have had bad experiences, but I think it just takes to find the right therapist that pairs well with your child and your family. And it might just take a couple to get to that, but I promise that ABA can be life-changing, like you said. And I'm so glad that we did it.
It is. It is life-changing. Like you just said, you're able to go to the grocery. First of all, I don't even want to be going to the grocery store, but you have to, right? Like, don't even have me go there, but you have to survive. You have to go to the bank. You have to run errands. You have to go to Walmart or Target or wherever your choice is. You have to be able to do daily living. And then if you want to create memories or go to someone's wedding or fill in the blank, that you have to be able to do that. And for her to be able to communicate, to have life skills, like brushing our teeth, or him taking a shower by himself. We're not there yet, and he's 14, but we want to get him there. We want him to be able to do that and write his first and last name by the time he graduates. Those they may seem simple to other people who are talking about their A's and B's, but for us and in our community, they're huge. And ABA is a huge factor of that. You're right. You have to find. I had an okay one when we lived in San Antonio, but we found a great one here. We've rotated through people as they've gone through their life, and they're moving on or doing different things. But because you're inviting somebody into your home, we had one that showed up. She was RBT, like underneath the BCBA. She was afraid of animals, to include goldfish.
Oh, wow. Oh no. Goodness.
She couldn't work in our house.
No.
We have dogs, but I was just like, what? Even fish, they're in a bowl. I don't see how they would even be
Oh my
sniffing you or
goodness.
anything. But yeah, everybody has their
Yeah,
quirk.
and maybe it was like not a sensory thing, but something, along those lines. You never know. I
What
know
happened when
a
she was
lot of
swimming. And
yeah,
so, yeah, you never know. Everybody has their
goodness.
quirks. But yeah,
Yes.
and I will tell you, so our youngest, he started pulling out his permanent teeth.
Oh
And
goodness.
so we thought maybe we didn't even know what it was. But our BCBA at the time, ABA, she had a network because she went to school here in Florida. So she was able to find a BCBA with a doctorate, so a
Oh wow.
BCBA D. And she was
Okay.
looking at Gainesville and Jacksonville, all the way up and down the Panhandle. And we ended up finding somebody right here at St. Petersburg. It's about an hour away. And so she consulted on that to find replacement behaviors, even for him not to pull out he ended up pulling out 14, but still she was able to help with that, and it was ended up being diagnosed as OCD. But yeah, so they become part of your team. So it's
Yes.
not even just they're here for your autism and for your child. They become part of your team. We had them help us using if they were having a meltdown. Okay, how do we handle that? They would work with us, do parent training. She was on our team when we would go to IEP meetings. They came with us, so they could help the school, but also be an advocate and somebody on our child's advocate for our child. She helped us with when we were going through those dire scary times with him pulling out his teeth. So the ABA can be used in other instances and be on those advocating for your child as well.
Definitely. And that's why I'm like, our ABA, she's like, they do OT stuff, they do PT stuff. My ABA, she even does the feeding tube for my daughter. And like they don't have to do that. But like you said, they become a part of our family. They, are in our home, and so it just is like something that they want to do because they feel a part of our family. And I'm so grateful for our ABA. And so
they're
we were
life
talking about
changers.
the nightmares and with traveling and everything like that. So how did you get into becoming a travel guru?
So after I retired from the Army, I knew I wanted to do something different. At first, my husband and I thought about living overseas, but when the needs became more and more for our children, we knew that was not realistic. So then I decided to help other people live their dreams through travel. And I love to travel. Our kids, I will say Noah says he loves it, but I think he more tolerates it versus loving it. Our eldest, he was always a good traveler. So I think he fooled us that, oh, you can have a second kid, no problem. But our first trip with Noah, it was like that. We landed in a hotel our first night, and he screamed for an hour and a half until he fell asleep. And then we got to go get up and do it all over again. So what we did is we kept repeating that process. And then when I retired, I opened up my own travel company. Well, it's a franchise. And later on, I'm like, as we kept traveling more and more with our kids, I'm like, I really think that I can help people, older people, and then people of our community, because they deserve to travel too. They deserve to have memories. And when I talk to people, they don't feel like they can do that. And also, we have so much going on. I remember for the first, I don't even know, 9 years of my son's life, he couldn't do anything but therapy 5 days a week, right? So now, when we finally moved here, he's like, oh, I want to do Cub Scouts, because I think he only had therapy 3 days a week. I'm like, okay, let's fit it in. And then I was like, crap, I have to lay on the ground again. I just retired from the Army. I don't want to be camping again. But we did that. And then I had a calling from God, whether you believe, not believe, I'm not judging anybody, but I felt like I needed to help more people. And so I wrote a book called Travel is Possible. And
Okay.
in it, it takes you through every mode of travel, whether it's through a resort, in a cruise, a land package, and it gives you tips about how you can be successful in accomplishing that. But I also added an appendix of our favorite fidgets. I have in there a social story. So when we were traveling in the military and we were moving, our ABA therapist created a social story, and it included a picture about Jacob's new school. It had a picture of our new house. I'm like, why don't we apply that to travel? So
Mhm.
kids can see how they're going to get there. What are they going to do while they're there? Packing. I'm going to take my swim trunks. I'm going to take my whatever their favorite thing is. Our kids aren't stuffed animals anymore. Jacob likes his 2 worn books, and Noah likes his little Lego box. But whatever it is, and then you have a couple blank lines, and they can tell you, they can't write, what they want to add on their packing list, and then you can read it. Now, Jacob, I can tell him a week ahead of time, but Noah, I can only tell him 1 to 2 days ahead of time, or else he'll think every day is tomorrow and leaving. So I found that the social story really helps.
Wow, that is amazing. That is a great idea. I love that. And I think that a lot of our kids, especially our kids on the spectrum, that they need that visual
Yeah,
there to be able to help them and prepare them, and give them a sense of comfort and just knowing like where they're going, what they're about to experience. I think that is really important to give them that experience. And then also, too, sometimes it is hard for us to travel, I feel like, because my daughter, I think that she knows like when she's not in her home environment.
yeah,
She's nonverbal, so like she knows when she's not in her home environment. So a lot of times when we do go to hotels, it will take her a very long time. It already takes her a long time to go to sleep, but it will
yeah,
take her even longer time to go to sleep and get comfortable, because she's like, hold on, this is not my bed. This is not where I normally sleep. This is not how I usually sleep. So,
yeah.
it gets she has to get used to that and adjust it to the new environment. And that is sometimes difficult because she might not like the place at all. And so she might not go to sleep but for like an hour or two. So, those are things that we have experienced and noticed more as we, have tried to travel. And when we went to West Virginia, we actually were visiting my dad. And I told my dad, I was like, man, she must really love it here, because the first night she was out and she has just been smiling and she just, loves it. And I'm like, usually whenever we go and she has to sleep somewhere else, she is not, like this. It takes her a long time to go to sleep. So,
Aw.
yeah, I was really surprised that she was very comfortable and able to, get good night rest when we were there. So that was
I
nice.
I
Yeah.
love that. But you gave me a new idea that I just thought of. But yeah, when you think about, we don't think about it, but I think about it through my kids' eyes. When they lay down on a new bed, the mattress is lumpy or not
Mhm.
lumpy, the scratchiness of the sheets, or they smell different than the detergent that you use.
Mhm.
I always notice it in the pillows because it's either too puffy and my neck is like this, or it's not and my neck is like this. And the temperature feels different. There's
Yeah.
noises. People are walking by. There's cars going or there's not cars going. So all of those noises, the sounds, the scratchiness of it, the room is darker or not darker or casting shadows through the drapes. So all of that sensory input is very, very different. But you gave me an idea as you were talking. I thought of an idea of a little travel infuser. So if you have a certain smell at home, maybe we find a travel infuser and you use the smell at home and you
Yeah.
take that with you, so that maybe that's something similar to what she's having, or anybody that's listening
Yeah.
is a travel infuser. I know my husband loves to sleep with the fan, and so do my kids. So they
Mhm.
have that white noise going. I don't know if that's the same for you. So
Uh-huh.
every time that we go to a hotel or a resort or even a cruise, they always
Mhm.
ask for a fan. And nine
Okay.
times out of 10, they have a fan.
Oh,
So
wow.
if
I
you're
didn't know.
used to sleeping with a fan, I would ask the hotel for a fan.
Okay. I
Or
did
your
not know
dad's
that you could do that.
cover. Yes, you can. You
Wow.
surely can. You can also ask if you're at a bigger resort. If you're on a cruise or whatever, you can pick your out whatever you want. But on a resort, if you're ever at a resort or hotel, ask for a room that's far away from the pool, from the elevators, from something like that, so that you don't have all the bing bong of
Yeah, and
people
especially the
walking.
interstate and stuff also
Yes.
because
Mhm.
the windows right there by the main road. We've
Yep.
stayed a couple times and the room's right there on the like the interstate view and it was all you heard was the cars going on the highway like
Yeah.
all night. So
Whizzing. And it's convenient for us, but it's not great for
mhm.
them. And you
Yeah.
can also maybe take off the artwork off the walls and just put it behind the couch for that night, so
Mhm.
that you don't have all of that busyness going on the walls.
Yeah. And so, how does your company work? Do you book travel experiences for families? Do you just give them direction on how to go about planning trips? How do you do that? How do your services work?
Yeah, so I like to take you from your door all the way through the experience and back. So if you were going to Tennessee, for example, if you were going to drive, I would take care of your all your activities, your hotel, resort, wherever you wanted to stay, and back home again. If you're going over to, I'm working on Cancun, so that's in my mind right now. A couple trips to Cancun, so and Boston. So I have folks going to Boston and I have their flights, their transfers, activities, and back home again. Cancun, I'm doing a girls' trip, so I have the resort, a couple different options for rooms, not so many activities because they just want to stay on the resort,
Mhm.
and what's going on. So I talk to families about what they need. Their kids want water slides. They want mom wants a lazy river. Of course, all inclusive, so you don't have to be there, but maybe you have gluten-free needs
Yeah.
or vegetarian needs. The
Mhm.
kids like paddle boarding, but we need life vests. So those are things that you need to take into consideration. Um, we don't want to have connecting flights depending on where you're at, if you're in New York or Charlotte or something, because connecting flights adds the day longer,
Mhm.
maybe harder for the kids. I know we try to find non-connecting flights too, so I can appreciate that. And then I'm going to give you a social story with that. Even I had some clients that went to not Costa Rica, Peru to this, and they had anxiety. So I made a social story for them. I had some activities. I gave them a list of activities that they could do while standing in line,
Oh,
while they're waiting to get onto the plane. So they're not fidgets. They didn't really need fidgets, but activities to do.
yeah. And so I'm not sure if you get a lot of families that are really like hesitant about traveling or, they're on the edge about it. And how would you be able to, or what would you say to them to be able to provide like a sense of security and to just encourage them to, kind of step out and do something different and know that, the travel experience does not have to be, bad, that you can still be able to do things that you want to do, outside of your normal city or state. How do
Well,
you encourage them?
here's the thing. If you're scared or you're not sure your child's going to like it, this is what I encourage you to do. Start by doing a hotel an hour or an hour and a half away. And this is what I'm going to recommend to you. Find a hotel that has a pool and breakfast included. Get some swim trunks and get a blow up beach ball. It's usually 99 cents from Walmart, Target. I don't have stock. So get that.
Yeah.
Check in at 3 o'clock. Usually they check in at 3 o'clock. Get your swim trunks on, leave your luggage in there, get your blow up ball. Everybody gets in the pool. Usually it's 3 foot or 4 foot. If somebody's smaller than that, get some little swimmy things that you can put on your arm and have fun in the pool for 1 to 2 hours. If they're scared, then just sit on the edge of the pool and splash and have a splashing contest, have a kicking contest. Be imaginative, be creative. They can hit the ball from the edge of the pool, sit on the steps with each other, and who can kick the water the furthest and have a contest like that. Really be creative. I'm just coming up with these on the top of my head.
Yeah.
Okay. After 2 hours, think about something that delivers pizza so you don't have to cook. We're not cooking because it's your little mini vacay too. Bring your drinks with you, drink boxes, pop, whatever the kids can drink. Okay, you're going to have that pizza and laugh and giggle and talk about what you liked in the pool. Oh, bring a bag or two of popcorn that can pop in the microwave. Get into your pajamas. Everybody cuddle around on the sofa and find a movie on that TV and just enjoy each other's company. Watching the movie, drinking your drinks, bring extras, and eating the popcorn. Maybe bring some, get a couple of those, what is it, 79 cents or $1 box of candies from Walmart while you got your 99-cent blow-up ball.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then go to bed. Get up the next morning, go eat your free breakfast, and everybody's dressed. And talk about all the memories that you made from eating pizza together or whatever your thing is, watching the movie that you had, playing in the pool, and keep doing that until everybody feels comfortable. Now, remember what Brittany and I just talked about, finding a room that's not close to the elevators, that's not close to the street, so you don't have all that traffic and all that noise. If the kids want to bring their little blanket, my kids each have their own blanket, let them bring their blanket. You're only an hour away, hour and a half away. Bring something that makes them feel comfortable. Don't bring the whole house, just a blanket and a pillow, because you have to unpack that. And keep doing that. Listen, we did several road trips until we expanded to a cruise. So we kept doing that. Even grandma's house is different. Different smells, different sounds, different shadows. But we keep doing that until that's great. And then you expand to 2 to 3 nights or something out of state. But you've got to start. You deserve it and your kids deserve it.
Yeah. And I always say also too that I don't want to keep my child, even though she is non-mobile, she's nonverbal, and it's a lot to have to, transfer her and bring the wheelchair and do those kind of things like that. Even though she's not cognitively at, her age level, that doesn't mean that she does not want to experience different things outside of her home and, be social and, get a different smell of the air, different sounds. And that doesn't mean that she doesn't want to do those things.
Or feel the cold water of a pool.
Yeah.
On her bathing suit. Listen, my youngest is cognitively 4. He will always be 4. He is in a teenager body. He doesn't understand it. He doesn't. We have to fix that, not fix it, but correct him from time to time and pull down your pants in your room, not switch your pants here.
Yeah.
But he doesn't understand it. He's 4. But he loves being in the pool. Why am I going to not take him to the pool? He loves it.
Yeah.
He doesn't understand not splashing other people. So we have to just say, we're going to move over here so he can splash.
Yeah.
Right? And throw the beach ball.
Yeah.
What is a 99-cent beach ball? Take all month to save up for your beach ball, your candy, and your popcorn.
Yeah.
But you deserve it and they deserve it.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. You deserve to have those memories together. What are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? I know it's hard. I've been places, waiting to go into the military. I had to window shop and go to the dollar movies. I don't think they exist anymore, but that's what I did, right? But we saved up and we did it. We did it. Give yourself those memories. Listen, you're warriors and your kids are warriors. You are. You fight for them every day and everything that they do. And now it's time to put down your shield for a weekend or for a night and enjoy the good times that you've worked hard for.
Yes. And, so what I want to take away from this and give to families is to, step out on faith and also know and understand what your child can and can't tolerate, and
Mhm.
maybe start with something that you know it may be a little bit easier for both of you or all of you to be able to navigate as a
Right.
family, and just start small and you just go, day by day, or a month, maybe try something every month, or every couple months, like
Yep. Once a
just try
quarter.
something new, something different, to kind of get out of the comfort zone, but not too much where it would cause too much of a hassle or stress for you as the parent or caregiver. But just step out on faith and take that chance, because all children deserve to be able to explore and enjoy their social life while they are here, still on this earth. I think everyone should be able to enjoy their life and have a quality life. And that includes being able to get out and do things. So if you are able to do that, I really encourage you to do it, and to reach out to Jenifer too if you're thinking about making travel plans. I mean, there's so many people that blog and make videos and have different stories about their experiences, but you have to make it your own, and just enjoy it and enjoy life while you can. And I really, really thank you, Jenifer, for sharing this information. And is there a way for people to reach you if they're interested in planning any travel?
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Brittany. It's hello at I am Jenifer Breaux. .com.
And then how can they purchase your book? Where can they get
It's
that?
on Amazon, but you have to, Amazon's a little funny. You have to put the whole title in and my name, or else it won't come up. But here's my book, Travel is Possible. Oh, no, oh, there's a picture of my kids and my husband. So it's a team. As you can see, it's a team. But travel is possible with my name.
And
Yeah.
then you also have a blog. Is there a website for that?
Yep, I am JeniferBreaux.com. And the last week of every month, I always dedicate it to the neurodivergent. So I have blogs on there about traveling to New York City, traveling to Miami, autism-friendly cruise ports, because I really want to make sure that our community is represented and has options. So I really feel strong about this. I just have this calling, and I need to make sure our community has options, like I said, and represented.
And I think it's so important too that when families are thinking about travel, that they are thinking about planning the travel with someone that has firsthand experience with what they are going through. Also, I think that is so important, because a lot of just the world and the community is just not as informed and educated as they could or should be about neurodivergent individuals, about children with disabilities. There's so much for the world to still just kind of catch up on, and I think it's so important for families to be able to be comfortable and have someone that knows exactly what you're thinking and going through and worried about, to be able to help provide them with a good experience and kind of put them at ease, to let them know, I've been through that. I understand and I get it. So I think that is so important. And I'm so glad that you do provide this, service.
Thank you. The world has come so far, but they need to be pushed still. They need to be pushed, and we're all of us together. Our voices are loud. Our voices are loud, and we'll keep pushing till all of our children are treated equally, and that there are services for all of them.
Yeah. So make sure that you guys go. And do you have a Facebook page or?
Yes, it's so easy. I am Jenifer Breaux, so I'm on Facebook.
Okay.
I try to make it easy. Facebook, Instagram. I'm trying to get my YouTube channel up. So trying to be with the 21st century.
Right. So so visit Jenifer on her Facebook. She has her website. Make sure that you get her book from Amazon, and make sure that you plan that trip. So You
I would love
know,
to
we
see
have
that.
Christmas break, we have spring break, we have, you know, summers next year, but you can plan ahead. There's so many things coming up that you can plan for travel for. So please make sure that you reach out to Jenifer for all of your travel needs, and read her book. And I thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story, sharing your information, and again, providing the service for families like mine and yours. Again, it's so needed, and I'm so thankful that you're able to do this.
Well, Brittany, I want to thank you. I adore you. Thank you for creating this large community for all of us, for all the topics, and for me the opportunity to be here, and for the conversation that we had today. It flowed, and I loved it. I could probably talk to you for a whole day and a
I
half.
know. So
So
yeah,
thank
I
you.
really, yes, appreciate you. And so thank you everyone for tuning in to another episode of Two Moms and Some Labels. And until next time, we will see you all then. Bye everyone. See you next time.